entrepreneurship are concerned with profits and impact, all right? So of course I'm concerned with profit because I need to pay my bills, all right? But I'm also concerned with impact, that I'm fostering the creation of decent and sustainable work. So the success of social entrepreneurship, number one, is a transformed world. Transformation of the social entrepreneur, transformation of the community where you're meeting or serving that social issue, like as you will hear from Fran. As Passion Profit, we have engaged with over 11,000 entrepreneurs directly. If I talk of indirectly, it's more than 30,000. Working with KCB and other financial institutions gives us access to a lot of entrepreneurs that we support. So unlike non-profits, SE there stands for social enterprise. Social enterprises and profits, but the focus is placed on social or environmental change. So for Passion Profit, the social change is that people get decent work to do. You have a degree, you may not be able to get a job at Safaricom, but we help you go under your skin. And going under your skin is we look at your skills, your knowledge, your education, your experiences, your exposure, and your networks, and we help you package something that can help you generate revenue so that you meet your needs instead of looking for a white-collar job. Now, what is the difference between a regular entrepreneur and a social entrepreneur? A regular entrepreneur is motivated by self-reliance. In the last few years, we've seen a lot of entrepreneurs coming up because people are saying, I cannot wait for a job, or I'm sick and tired of this job. So what are they doing? They're confident in their ability to succeed based on what they have been doing in the corporate or working in somebody else's company. They're saying that, you know what, I need more, I can do more, all right? So they're not necessarily interested in any social thing, but they want self-reliance. They know they can succeed. They are determined based on their past experience, based on their exposure, based on their education. They feel, I can do this. I don't need to work, I can be my own boss, all right? And then they're also futuristic. So I submit to you with all humility that in Kenya, many of us are business owners, and there's nothing wrong with that. We are not entrepreneurs. Many of us are self-employed. Others of us are parallelpreneurs. We have employedpreneurs, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is just for the explanation of what is entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship, all right? A regular entrepreneur finds and looks for an opportunity, raises the funds, gets the job done. Many times we hear SMEs are failing in Kenya because of lack of access to funds. Who is a social entrepreneur? Number one, a social entrepreneur is mission-driven. Remember I said Passion Profit started because people were coming to me looking for work. Then I went and did more research to find out about the jobless situation in Kenya, and it's a huge market because every year we are told over 500, I think it's 700 graduates get into the street, into the workplace. Some are ready, most are not ready. They have the education, but they're not job ready. So there are many programs that have come up to help graduates be job ready. Those are social enterprises because they're saying, how can we get the person who has the degree to get into work and start working, all right? So number one, they're mission driven. Number two, okay, I see Molo, thank you very much. Number two, they are strategic. Strategic means wako na mpango, right? They have a plan. Because the minute I knew that what I needed to do was support people to foster creation of decent work, I had to think, who is the person who needs work, all right? But I also did my research to know about the jobless situation, the business environment. And when I did the business environment research and discovered that less than 80% are going to make it to their 5th birthday, it rubber stamped what I was called to do, because if businesses are starting but are not making it to their 5th birthday, what can we do to help them make it to their 5th birthday? Data continues to say it is access to markets and access to capital. Now, access to markets is really fast. Before you go to market, understanding the market and understanding that what you're doing is needed. Because if what you're doing is needed, if it is solving a problem, you have a market. But many times, the reason I say that in Kenya, we are more business owners than we are entrepreneurs. We do what we've even called a Me Too business. Me Too business, Frida went to Dubai, brought clothes, and then suddenly you see she's driving a V8, you also go to Dubai and start bringing clothes. Or somebody went to China and started bringing construction materials, you also go to China. So that is not entrepreneurship, that is trading, and there's nothing wrong with trading. The key thing is what is driving you to do what it is that you're doing. So number 2, they're strategic. Number 3, they're resilient. The reason, like you see, as a social enterprise in 2017, when elections was happening, we didn't fall down and die. All right, no, fall down and die is a phrase I used to say, give up. All right, so you haven't died, you're still here, but you're dead. Okay, because you're like, it's not working anymore. So if you're mission driven, all right, I always say, if you're mission driven, you're going to stick with it. I stick with it not because of me. I stick with it because of my country. I stick with it because of Africa. I believe that supporting people to understand who they are and doing work is going to help them to grow bigger, to generate revenue. If you generate revenue, 90% of your problems are gone, all right? So they're resilient. They fall down, they get back up. They fall down, they get back up, all right? So the next thing is they're resourceful. So we all have resources, all right? How do I know? My favorite book says that 3 people were given talents. 1 was given 1, 2 were given 2, another 2 were given 3. But what happened is when the master, the person who gave them the talents, came back, he found that 2 had invested in the talents they were given, and they had more. So also you and I, we have value. Let me call it value. Whether you call it passion, whether you call it purpose, whatever you call it, you are here for a purpose, and there's something that you carry that can make the life of another better. So how you are resourceful will determine how well you make it. So being resourceful is number 1, understanding, having that mission, and understanding how you can contribute value to transform things. Transform is take from one form to another form. So the process of social entrepreneurship is very, very high level. So number 1, finding the right opportunity. Remember, now we are not talking about entrepreneurship, we are talking about social entrepreneurship. And the right opportunity is pegged on a social problem. Remember, we said that social entrepreneurship is a combo. It's a combo of a social issue and commerce. So passion profit, what is our social issue? Lack of decent work, failing businesses. So we started passion profit number 1 to end poverty, SDG number 1, and SDG number 8 to create decent sustainable work. That's why we are able to support corporate. When corporate are retrenching people, we are called to train them. All right. So we finding the right opportunity is important. Scan the social and scan the environment, scan the society, and see where are the problems. All right. And we're going to look at the SDG. We're going to look at the SDG goals for you to see the 17 different places of how you can, where you can look and see what you can do based on your strengths. Then you come up with a theory of change. Theory of change for passion profit was helping people get decent and sustainable work. The first thing was defining what is work. Work and job are different. At passion profit, we define work, we define decent sustainable work as work that you can do and earn a revenue to sustain your operations and your obligations. So also that entrepreneurs and business owners are not paying themselves is a problem for us. So we work with entrepreneurs to ensure that you are able to pay yourself. The profit in the passion must come. So you're able to put in your passion, you're able to be resourceful by working with others to ensure that you're making a profit for the good of all concerned. And this profit is not just money. This profit is people getting jobs. This profit is not people creating work, first for themselves and then for others, all right? So we've come up with a theory of change, and that theory of change is supporting businesses to thrive. So we have what we call the Thriving Business Blueprint, and that is our theory of change. In the Thriving Business Blueprint, we have 3 critical elements that we believe make a business thrive. So the first thing is that a thriving business must generate cash consistently. So we support the business owner to figure out what are they good at, what are the things that can they do to complement what they are good at to generate this consistent revenue. The second thing we believe is that you need to have people and processes so that you have people and processes, so you have order. You are not the one running the show all the time. You need to, and because we are here to create decent and sustainable work, how do you engage volunteers? How do you engage people, contractually up until the place that you hire them fully? So that is our theory of change. And then finally, you find a business concept. Because remember, it's about the social. The theory of change talks about what do you want to change, and then the business concept is how are you going to make money. Because when you go to the funders, when you go to investors, my mentors always ask me when I come up with a program, so how will you make money? They hold me accountable that I'm making money. Are they going to pay? Right now we have a program for agro-processors, and it's funded by GIZ, but they say that anyone who's coming needs to pay an admission fee of 10,000 because we have had so much funding, not as an organization, we have had so much funding in the country. When people go for programs, they are no longer sometimes they're not as committed. We have places like Stanford Seed that people pay quite a bit of money in six-figure fees, and they show up every time. But these ones that are free, that GIZ is paying lots of money to consultants, people are not showing up. Oh, my cat died. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, unajua corona imetu corona, because you didn't pay. So now they're asking that the person puts in some money. So if you have your skin in the game, you will continue playing in the game, all right? So what's the business concept? And then acquiring resources. We believe that there are three, when we talk of resources, there are three things. There's the time, there's the talent, and there's the treasure, all right? Forever. When you hear me talk about resources, you've had me talk over and over and over again. You can finish the statement for me. Yes, resources are three. Just like 1 + 1 = 2. At Passion Profit, there are three resources that is your time, is your talent, and your treasure. What do you require to make the profit happen? Talent is yours and act of others to make this work happen, all right? And then after that, you launch and grow. So as we carry on, so that is the process in a very simple way, but of course under each, there's more work that needs to be done.